Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Jerich Show, the only show that you need to get your weekly fix of cybersecurity news, views, opinions, and ill-informed views.
Welcome to the Jerich Show, featuring your hosts, Javvad, Malik, and Erich, Kron. Timely topics, poorly presented.
That's right, the only cybersecurity show that is timely topics alongside poorly presented. How you doing, Erich?
Oh, wow, that kind of hurt, man. It wounds me deeply.
Oh dear.
Or
anyway,
something.
How you been?
Yeah, I've been pretty good, man. I'll be honest with you. You can't really hurt my heart today because it's Friday, and I've got a week off after this. It's going to be awesome. So looking forward to that.
I know you've been telling me and anyone that have been that can listen for the last few weeks that
Going
you and your dad,
Germany, and I get to go see you in London.
I have some travel plans that have unexpectedly come up, and for the next month I won't be in London. I'll be in whatever the furthest place from London is.
Hey, here's before we get going, because I know we do have a little bit of a time crunch today. I'm surprised you haven't mentioned yet your BBC appearance. You were in a documentary, right? And it wasn't like Kunk on cybersecurity.
No, it was really a good one. So I got asked to go in one day and answer some questions about the latest M&S and co-op ransomware and everything. And then they put together a documentary. And I was in it as well. They had used several clips, and they used other really good experts like Lisa Forte was on there.
Lisa Forte's in there,
yeah. And so it was really well put together. It's available on BBC iPlayer for the next 12 months, I think.
Awesome.
What I really liked about the final product is that they didn't sensationalize it, and they actually made it quite accessible for people so that they could understand the impact and what it means and what have you. So yeah, I was very, very happy and honored to be part of that.
That sounds like you just told me that they had some very clever cuts that made you look smart. Is that
kind of what you said? They did have some clever cuts. They did have some clever cuts.
All right, man. Well, what do you say we get on to some of the stories today? Because we do have a few of them.
Yes, we do. So let's kick off with Cisco. So ViciousTrap uses Cisco flaw to build global honeypot from 5,300 compromised devices. So this is this is clever. It's a bit like Mirai, but instead of owning like little tiny internet-enabled webcams and other low powered IoT devices, this is like you're going after some really more impressive and powerful hardware.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about this is they made it into honeypots to kind of get a feel for what's going on out there. It wasn't really like necessarily for attacks or malicious stuff, but either way, there's that whole question of the morality of putting something on someone else's devices or doing some things like that, right? And we've talked about this in those past situations where there was like a big exchange flaw, and Department of State or whoever it was went in there and patched some of those machines. And like, man, I kind of get that, but this doesn't necessarily mean it's whatever. But it's interesting to see those tactics being used, I suppose, for good against the evil.
Well, morally gray area, I think. It's kind of good. I mean, it's not straight up evil, but it doesn't take much to convert something.
Yeah, exactly. So fun times there. Gotta love that, huh?
Yeah. Okay, next story is quite funny.
Next story.
DanaBot malware devs infected their own PCs, and this is like hilarious, but also like anyone that was in the industry in the late 90s, early 2000s, everyone was doing stuff on prod anyway. Who hasn't like bricked a system or two in the past or whatever. Actually, there's a friend of mine, and he once got a Nmap, I think. He downloaded a copy and everything, and he thought he'd just try scanning something, and he set the wrong flags on it, and it just went full on hardcore scan of everything, and it actually brought the servers down. And people were like, what's happening? He's like, he went off to lunch, that's it. And he came back and
that old shoot yourself in the foot thing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, this was interesting because they're actually saying some of them may have done it on purpose. And others may have done it accidentally. Some to see how it was working, like you said, kind of testing and prod. But either way, what happened is it uploaded some credentials that it stole to the servers that the law enforcement busted. So you gotta love when that kind of goes horribly wrong for them. But yeah. I had a cop buddy who I used to do ride-alongs and stuff with the police department. And one of the things he said to me has stuck with me in so many applicable ways. What he said was, we don't always catch the smart ones, but there's plenty of not smart ones out there to get, It's like, so you self-infected and uploaded your credentials to something the feds took over. Well done. Well done.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not like that they're not smart. Sometimes it's also just people become complacent, or they're just a bit lazy, or they're just looking for a shortcut. The same stuff you see people doing in legit workplaces all the time. I need to get this done. I'm under a time crunch. Let's just email myself at home and I can work on it over the weekend kind of approach.
Yeah. Gotta love it, man.
So Europol strikes again.
Yes.
Europol's like the Cobra Kai of the law enforcement world. They strike first. They seized 300 servers and 3.5 million euros, which is probably about $4.2 million, I assume, as it hits ransomware networks worldwide. So it's a collection of law enforcement agency. They they neutralized 650 domains and issued arrest warrants against 20 targets.
Yeah. You know how much I love seeing these, right? When a group gets busted. Yeah. I feel like we're seeing more and more of this kind of stuff going on.
Yeah. And this is all part of a bigger campaign that they've been doing since, well, this is Operation Endgame, for launch in last May. So it's been going for just about a year.
Yeah.
And, they target, a lot of different infrastructure and gangs and everything. So it's a really, really good work. And I think this just needs to be an ongoing effort. And what we'll see, hopefully, is, I mean, initially we didn't see much traction, but I think with time we're going to start seeing traction where some people are going to start thinking twice about joining these gangs or spinning up a new server, because, like, what's the point? Law enforcement's going to take it over. They're going to steal all of our crypto. They're going to what have you. So it's really, really good news. And if you haven't been to the Europol website, just go there and look at some of their reports and some of the stuff they publish. It's really good stuff.
Well, I love to see some of these where there's so much cooperation between different countries.
Yeah,
when we're doing that, and that was missing for a lot of years. But now it seems like everybody's kind of hand in hand going in and kicking down doors and taking out the bad folks. So, I mean, that's great to see. Yeah, participating countries there.
I was just trying to look at who that little dot over there. I think that's
right. I know. Is that what it was? Yeah,
I think so.
Netherlands, UK, South Korea. That's got to be it. Yeah.
Spain and Switzerland. Yeah. So
hey, one day we need to go to South Korea and get ourselves some suits, man.
Yeah. Oh no, Vietnam.
Oh, was that Vietnam? Oh, okay. You're right. That was Vietnam. Yeah, you're right. That was a great Top Gear episode.
That was.
Anyway, okay, moving on. Man, we are really off.
Speaking of it's not always the smart ones that you catch, but the not so smart ones that you catch. 2 men from Texas have been arrested after taking selfies from alleged ATM theft.
See, I tried to set this one up for you,
Yes,
but instead you went to the other one instead. But that's okay, man. I'll forgive you. That's why it's poorly presented. See.
yes.
But
But
can
this
you?
is great. They stole like nearly $90,000 from a UTM. And they later uncovered selfies of the suspects, Jonathan Walker and Samuel Fobbs Jr., holding large amounts of cash.
Dude, when I first read this, like the next line down, it says 2 figures hooked a large gold chain from a pickup truck. And you know what went through my head is like a large gold chain. I was like, what kind of idiot would do that? Right. And then I was like, wait a minute. That's right. A lot of the chains that you get at like the stores and stuff, like at a Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever the hardware stores, those have a gold color to them. But the first thing went through my mind, I'm like, what kind of morons are these? But
they're so rich. Even their chains are gold, like solid gold.
Yeah. Well, apparently, I mean, they got far enough that they were able to yank the door open, grab the vault head off, and apparently got it out. Right. So was it, was it, I can't remember the name of the show where they were cooking meth, man. Why can't I remember the name of that show?
Breaking Bad.
Yes. Breaking Bad. Wasn't there an ATM thing in there too, where they were trying to drill it out for like forever? Was that show?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just more of a Fast and Furious fan. I know if you get 2 Mustangs and you tie a massive chain to it, physics just gives up and says like, yeah, do what you want with it.
I can't watch those anymore, man. They're just so bad.
It's like okay. Was it in 8 or 9 when part 8 or 9 when they went into space?
Yeah. Now I saw I think the last one when we were on a cruise last year, and it was like a captive audience, right? There was nothing else on the TV. It was the one with Momoa and and I was like, this is worse than my wildest dreams. Like, it's gone so horribly bad. The first one I loved it because I liked the cars, okay, especially
and it's grounded in reality. It was kind of like,
it was not grounded in reality. It was far from grounded in reality. You got Dom's car doing wheelies and like crazy crap like that. Come on.
In the very first, it was, I said it's grounded. I didn't say it was real. I just said it was, hold on.
Yes.
I said, by comparison, it was real. It was a movie, but it was still like, you could say, okay, they took creative liberties, but it was 80%. It was based on the story and the trust and the deceit and everything. Although,
have you seen
one?
Oh, go ahead.
My favorite is Too Fast, Too Furious. The one without Vin Diesel. It only had Paul Walker and
right. That was in Japan. No, that was Tokyo Drift. I was thinking
that's Tokyo Drift. The second one, it had
with the like drug dealer guy and the undercover gal was That
was just had such a fun vibe to it. There
was a lot of smack talking in that, which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever seen the video that somebody made it? It's like with Hot Wheels cars and like cardboard scoops on the cars. It was like the final scene from Fast and Furious 1. And it's so over the top stupid. It's all like vroom, vroom, and people making noises and stuff like that. It is one of the funniest YouTubes I've ever seen. Oh my gosh.
Okay. I got
So did you find what you're looking for?
Yeah, it was Tyrese was in it with Paul Walker, Walker and Tyrese. And that's my favorite Fast and Furious movie. Just because it just didn't feel, I think like Vin Diesel just makes it, he takes himself too serious. He keeps on going on about family and it's just a bit too stupid.
Now, when did they start all that family stuff? Because it's not.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I kind of feel like it was kind of always there, but it just sort of
I mean, but he
got.
didn't saying it until a little bit later. It was like they had the barbecue scene and all that kind of good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, man, we are way off topic today.
Okay, so this is the last one. I thought this was a really good story to end on. It's like NCSC helps firms securely dispose of old IT assets. So that's why when Eric comes over here to the UK, they're going to pick him up and just remove him from the country, just like that. And with that, we like to say thank you, NCSC, for your service, and keep doing the good stuff. And we'll see you again maybe next week. Well, Eric's traveling; he's on holiday next week, so maybe I'll do it on my own. Maybe the next week. We'll see you soon.